Welcome to August 20th, everybody, and thank you for tuning in to Trading Solutions. In this episode, we are going to be looking at what appears to be the end of the crypto pullback and the start of wave 5 to the upside. So we're going to kick off with XRP again. And before we get started, I know for some these videos may be a bit technical, maybe a bit bamboozling, but the purpose of these videos is just to show the current move in the cryptos. At least, this particular segment, we're showing the current move in cryptocurrencies for those who are currently trading or looking at getting into it. And if you are new to this, you can pick up and definitely learn just by following the videos. But also, if you really want to learn, we do offer sessions. You could join the team, the Trading Solutions team, and if you're interested, you could email at contacttradingsolutionsservices@gmail.com, and I'll put that down in the description. Alright, so as for XRP, just so you guys could stay familiar, so when we left out literally about 24 hours ago, we saw this break in the trend line and we identified this wedge, right? So when we left out, we identified this wedge and there were these two peaks right here, and I pulled up the wedge and I was like, it'll be interesting to see what this does for the rest of the day. And sure enough, price broke the wedge to the upside. You'll notice a little retest broke out, made a nice retest, touch right on the trend line, and then this engulfing bearish candle going up started at this level of resistance, and now it's definitely looked like it's pushing through to this next level of resistance up here at 1.32. So yeah, this definitely does look to be the start of wave 5. And just some of the things to take note of. Real little teaching moment. So we have this nice pullback, and of course we pulled out our fib, and like I was saying, based on the momentum, we were expecting that turnaround at this 38.2, and pretty much we got it. It was a little bit of a drop down to the 50, but not all the way, so it kind of floated in between. And so we were expecting this push up from this level, and we got our nice little double bottom. We got the break of the trend line, and now for today we saw our first move up and stayed above that 200 moving average on the 1 hour, which is the 50 moving average on the 4 hour. And so if we take a look at Bitcoin, it's good to look at all the different cryptos because you get an overall feel. They all have similarities, or should I say slight differences, but overall, generally speaking, when the crypto market is going up, most of them, if not all of the major ones, are going up at the same time or going down at the same time. So when you look at all of them, it helps you to get a good overall understanding of what's going on in general. So as for Bitcoin, it was really nice to see this nice rejection. I was very, very curious to see if it would break this trend line, this red trend line right here, but price got rejected beautifully from the trend line. And just as a reminder, remember we had a lot of things stacking up against price. Right here we had the trend line, we had this level of support, we had the 100 moving average, and this was also that 38.2 Fibonacci retracement level as well. and had a nice bearish engulfing candle that pushed up, broke through this upper trend line, and right now it's sitting just under this level of resistance. So I think moving forward today, it'll be interesting to see if price pushes through it, which I think it will, or if we get a rejection, and then after the rejection, that bounce to the upside, so something like that. Maybe even a retest. It could even retest a trend line before it pushes through, but honestly, I think it may just break through and push upward like so. And so now that we've, it's not super confirmed because Bitcoin nor XRP, and this is pretty much the same for all the cryptos, they haven't yet broken these previous highs. So it's still not a guarantee. If this is indeed a successful start of a wave 5, you won't know that until it breaks this high. At that point, price would have already moved 27%. So one thing we're trading, it's all about going with probability. It's all about going with the overall picture that you've been following. And so for someone who wanted to add to their positions, or people who are looking to buy a dip, this was definitely the time. And even right now or earlier today, when we started to see these impulse candles, these engulfing candles, a lot of people would have taken advantage and added to their positions or gotten in when they saw those signals, because there was a lot of bullish signals and confirmations, as we mentioned, that were just stacking on top of one another. So I pulled out the fib just to show, that someone who would be against a continuation and looking for this to be a pivot toward the downside, they would be looking at the golden zone area and the 78.6 as a level of rejection for price to push further downward. So for someone who had a different outlook to the downside, that's what they would be looking for. And then if price made it back all the way up to the highs, they'd probably be looking for a double top and a rejection if you were doing counter trend trading. And just to run back to Bitcoin right quick, we see how on the 4-hour we are back above that 50 moving average, and then I wanted to show you on the daily we are back above the 200 daily moving average, which is very nice. And pretty much all the cryptos are following the same thing, except for Cardano. So back to Cardano. Cardano has made gains. Cardano has made gains, y'all. So on the 4-hour time frame, Cardano sat right on the 50 moving average. And when we left it yesterday morning, we saw these wicks. We were looking at these wicks on the 4-hour. And I was saying it's curious to see what price is going to do. It's sitting right at this previous level, almost close to these previous highs. And sure enough, a few hours later, right around 9 o'clock this morning, this thing started to push up. Or 9 o'clock yesterday morning, started to push up. And we had these nice big candles that broke straight through and price went all the way up to this next level of resistance and just peaked above it. So Cardano could most likely be the leader for the rest of the cryptocurrencies, and some moves like this can be what we would expect from, Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, Dogecoin, all the rest of the bunch over the next 24 to 48 hours. So now that we see, high continuation potential, where to next? So as you could see with Cardano, for instance, Cardano has currently made new highs, new all-time highs for Cardano. So what's next from here? Who knows? You just have to see what it does. Cardano currently, I guess you could say, just based on market structure or price action, it's exceeded every other cryptocurrency in the sense that it has taken out, it's the first one to take out its previous highs. So all the other ones are still lagging behind. Bitcoin and Ethereum are pretty close, but Cardano did it first. As for Bitcoin and Ethereum, they're right under this last strong level of resistance. So, well, a few more, but once it breaks this, we can expect it to, push through here. It'll probably push all the way up, something like this, and we may get a retest of this level right here before continuing higher, or it just could go straight through, but most likely we're going to see something like this, a push through, a little stutter, at this 51,000, 52,000 level before it goes higher to the next level of resistance, which would be around this $59,000-$60,000 price point, and that's right around the previous highs. So that's what we got going on. XRP would be the same thing. Once we get past these previous highs, we're gonna push up to probably around this 1.46 level, and from there, we'll be going after the previous highs. So so it'll be interesting to see what happens over the next 24 to 48 hours. I think on the rest of these guys that are behind Cardano, we're definitely going to see them push past these previous highs for the most recent trend up and start taking out these levels of resistance. But as for Cardano, the sky's the limit. It's made new all-time highs, so let's see what it does. Alright, so you guys have a good day.